Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story of the streets. Through our eyes, its life we speak.
I'm gonna tell you the real.
Yo, welcome to another episode. The Hip Hop Advocates. I'm John Figs.
That I'm music.
Yo, today we got a special guest, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this hip hop thing, the elements of hip hop, I think this is the number one. I think this is the designated driver. You know what I'm saying? MC, graffiti artist, the breakdance, and the beatbox, all of that. They in the backseat, man. They drunk. This dude right here. The first element.
It ain't a party without the DJ.
The DJ. We talking about the DJ, and we got a special guest. Our brother, our mellow. Yo, DJ O Incredible. Good for you like vegetables. That was your joint, right?
2-bar assassin.
Yo, peace and music. What's going on, world? Oh, Incredible here with the Advocates, man. I'm honored. Thank y'all for having me.
What
You know what I mean? I hope I do some justice, to speak about
Honest hours, man.
DJing. And you're right, DJing is the pilot of the airplane, which is hip hop.
Who started hip hop?
All over the world, ready to go to the moon and beyond and all that.
Who started hip hop?
Who
The
started
DJ.
it? We're gonna go in it right away. Y'all want to get into history? We're gonna get into history.
Wow, history,
We're
yo.
going to it all, man.
1520 said what in the BX. That's where it started. August 11, 1973. And he's a fellow Leo. Hip hop is a fellow Leo. That's why I love hip hop so much, man.
Yo, you want to hear something like not because of nothing. There are people that will like OGs that'll straight up like shut that down right away. And that's not to take anything away from Cool Herc and the Bronx, and it is like that is the birth of hip hop. But hip hop before it was hip hop was already a scene that was happening in New York, and it was in Queens. You're right in Corona. You already know Crown City in the building.
Yeah.
East Elmhurst. It actually was East Elmhurst, / Corona.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was on that side of Northern, sometimes on this side of Northern. In Brooklyn, they had a big movement. I mean, I'm talking about, dudes that were 10 years older than Cool Herc. You know what I mean? Like, and people straight up and tell you that, Grandmaster Flash, OGs will get tight. They're like, there's only one Grandmaster, and that's Grandmaster Flowers. Grandmaster Flowers was from Brooklyn.
Wow.
Right, and he was like in the like mid '60s. He was already DJing and
Doing parties in the parks and stuff.
Yo, as a matter of fact, let's start here.
Wait. We want to know your history. How did you get into DJing? For the people who don't know out there.
All right, real quick. To make a long story short, it's 3 parts. When I was 12 years old, I had an older cousin. What?
Don't cry.
It was my mama. No, it was. Again, y'all could relate to this, right? We grew up poor or whatever, but you already know when Christmas came around, we wanted that one gift, whether it was a bike or, a bomber or, a sheepskin or some, whatever, and our parents did that. When I was 12 years old, I went to my cousin's house, right? He was a DJ. It was for Thanksgiving, and I left that house, my cousin's house, my uncle's house, whatever.
Inspired.
And I told my mom I want turntables for Christmas. And my mom got me turntables for Christmas.
That's ill.
SL20s, which were Techniques. But they were back then. The original turntables, they were belt drive. Right, so they basically had like a rubber band inside them.
Yes. My pa's had them joints. I fucked up a lot of records trying to DJ.
That's where scratching comes from.
She got you a turntable set, like two
turntables
Right.
and a little pyramid mixer.
Wow.
So before that day that you went to your cousin's, you used to think about it. It was in.
Oh no,
all
all the time. Yeah, I was already, like everybody else, listening to, to the radio. KTU back then used to do hip hop. WBLS,
yeah.
98.7 Kiss, and you had
I'll tell you
Mr. Magic.
The first thing that got me hooked up too was like got me hooked into and admired hip hop was DJing.
Yeah.
DJing, not that me, I could do it, but I loved that shit. Is the first thing that impressed me about hip hop. Seeing
it's sexy.
DJs scratching,
It's sexy.
Going to my cousin's crib, going to Richard's crib, upstate. He always had it because his brother worked at Sam Ash, so he always had equipment. Like, he always had dopest music shit. And he had that shit in his crib when I was young, at like 11, 12 years old. I used to go up there, and he always had that. And he always had records, and he'll just play it, and he'll mess around with it, scratching, messing, and me trying to fuck with it. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was like, yo, damn, I want to try to do what I saw, emulate it. But that shit was hard.
DJs were like, they were like the first engineers.
Yeah.
There was this and again, I'm talking about pre-Cool Herc and Grandmaster Flash. There was this crew out of East Elmhurst. They were called New Sounds. They basically build their own speakers. This dude named Ricky Grant, OG dude, right? He was like, him and his brother, apparently they had, New Sounds was the name of their production, whatever. 127 Park right over there, like by, I think it's like 98th Street.
I know
like
on the other side,
25th Avenue over there, whatever. They basically lived over there. They basically, got specs and they built speakers, to specs, bass bottoms.
Wow.
And those
it's by the bomb building.
Those were the first, further down
by the
bomb.
On
the other side of Astoria. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they they basically like earthquake speakers, the bass bottoms, whatever, like with the cabinets, they have the horn sticking out and all that. Them big joints, B. Dog, them huge cabinets.
Them shits niggas got in the yard
cabinets.
Dog, they would build and they
Oh, them
literally
filing
built
cabinets from school and shit.
Dog, like they would literally take wood and forraban. They would put whatever. They just made them look fresh.
Make something out of nothing, man.
And they would rewire mixing boards so that they can put two turntables on it themselves. Even though mixes. Again, people have this big misconception that the term DJ and DJing is something that just started in the 70s, and before that it was all just the first time that DJ the term was used, it was 1935.
But hold up, that sounds like our first topic, which is the history of DJing. So continue, man.
Yeah. All right, so that's the first part. My mom got me equipment, right? Some little, small equipment, whatever. And then from there, I took my mom's records. She had 3 or 4, baladas, Julio Iglesias.
Yeah.
My father had some merengue, a little bit of Johnny Ventura. And
Fucked all them shits up.
Some Rosario, Los Hermanos Rosario, whatever. My sister had classic rock, Barry Gibbs and, some other, smooth, rock stuff. And my brother had disco, and I had 12 records in a milk crate, bro. That was my first,
Wow.
And
now, would you actually, with these records, were you scratching? You were practicing scratching with these records?
I was already, again, from listening to the radio, I already, understood what the mathematics were. On my mother's, little whatever turntable, old school. They had the 8-track joint on it and all that. I was already, messing around with that. And so so I already kind of knew. And believe it or not, man, I always tell people people ask me all the time teach me how to DJ. I want to be a DJ. And I mean, I could show you. And I could tell you, but some people just have it and some people just don't. You know what I mean? Some people just don't know how to. Again, it's math involved. You have to know how to count bars and to be really good at
the
it.
break beats, all of that. You got to count all that.
And by the grace of God, all that was just natural to me. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
What was your first party that you played? You remember?
It was I was DJing house parties. So again, I got my equipment when I'm 12. By 13 going on 14, I was already doing little, basement, hooky parties or whatever. Yeah, I was already, playing New Edition and shit. You know what I mean? The first record that I bought, because again, I took all my mother's records, whatever, all my family. The first record that I bought was Eric B and Rakim.
Wow.
Oh shit.
I Got Soul.
Nice, man.
Right?
Damn, that's dope, man.
I tell you, them old them records from the '80s, the hip hop records, like Eric B. Rakim, like that sound. Those are like the illest shits to cut up on, like them Run DMC tracks.
Well, you think about it, a lot of them didn't even have hooks because of that.
Yeah,
because that was given a chance to the DJ. Yo, DJ, do your thing.
That was the hook.
That was the hook.
DJ.
Do your thing.
That's so cool.
That was the DJ. Do your thing, man. I
How
remember
how many times you like did that for our tracks?
Yeah.
Like, incorporated that like in a hook. Or
Yeah.
made a fucking hook for us.
And after a while,
made hooks for us.
It became
after a while, we wanted him to do it on
all of them joints.
And I was like, yo, guys, I know you like it, but you can't do it on every beat. And we were like, oh, why not? Yo, that shit was so fire, man.
Not yet.
Like, you really, like, blessed us with that. Because we never knew what that was until you came in and just blessed it.
Thank you, man. And again, like, the DJ was that was the progression, in the song and the music. So instead of having the hook, that the DJ and doing whatever, scratch or sound effect or adding that element made the song progress into like like the next portion of it, or the hook or whatever it was. They would drop the beat and that would be the bridge or whatever.
The bridge, right. Nah, that's dope.
Another
man.
bridge to the track. Exactly. It takes your ear to. You listen to the same song. Like, everybody likes to hear a track, 3-4 minutes long. But, sometimes, especially now with the fucking attention span, the same sound throughout the whole song, you get tired of hearing it. So sometimes, doing something like that, like bringing in, some scratches and shit, mixing in some sound with it, like a minute into it, like, into the hook, it'll be like, oh shit. Catch somebody into a new wave of the track,
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, my parents smacked me into a new wave when I was. I was about.
I thought you were gonna say they smacked you into 2021.
They probably did. To the future. I was about maybe like 6-7 years old, and I used to live over there by 48th Street. The building's over there, and the dude, we used to live on the 4th floor. The dude on the 3rd floor. There was a whole family, Jose, and his wife, 3 kids. The son, he was about 16, 17. His bedroom was right below mine or whatever. And I used to hear this. He used to play all them old school joints, and he was scratching. I used to run down there, a little annoying motherfucker. I used to, I can't even play with Jose or whatever. Now I'm thinking about, damn, this little motherfucker. He probably, he was probably thinking. But he was teaching me, and I was just absorbing everything. I was just soaking it in. And I'm like, yo, and my mom like, yo, I'm gonna go upstairs. My pops got fucking, he got records.
Yeah.
Oh, word? That's what you do? Oh, but he has 2. Damn, well, I only have 1. But can I still scratch one? Yeah, you can scratch one. Yeah. But yo, you need a different needle. And I'm like, needle? I'm like, yeah. Go upstairs, scratching all his shit. And as soon as my pops heard, yo, ran and kicked that door. Yo.
Muchacho de mierda.
Muchacho de diablo, ¿qué tú estás haciendo, coño? Yo. Fucked up a lot of records.
Yeah.
A lot of records.
That's exactly how it was. Like, my cousin was doing that, and how I was just like turned on, whatever. Like, oh, this is and that night, going back to that Thanksgiving, he basically got off the set, and I jumped on, and I remember because back then, DJs used to have their equipment on top of their speakers, and it would be like this high and shit.
Yeah.
DJ, like, over here, like it was weird, like. Anyway, so I jumped on like a crate and I was able to reach it, whatever. And from the minute that I just touched the record and I knew that I could manipulate it, it was like, and I just kind of like, it clicked in me. And I'm like, yo, I want to do that. And I knew I wanted to do that for the rest of my life.
What was the hardest part for me when I was, trying it out was the working that needle. I could never figure out how to make it, when you do the, like, where to get the, like, where is this? The mixer, the equalizer, what the fuck that is?
Yeah, it kind of looks easy, right?
What is it? Where is that? We're supposed to stand when I'm like here with my hand and then go. Do I go?
Well, that's just flipping to that side of the record, right?
Well, the mixer does.
Yeah.
That's and that's
the mixer.
Again, before they didn't have mixers. Again, people think the mix is just associated with hip hop. The first mixer was like 69, 70, 71 around there that they basically started, because again, I don't want to mess up the just to explain it, like people automatically think that mixers just came out for hip hop. Before that, they were using like mixing boards because they would put them into one channel. Going back to the 40s, they would put them like in one channel, and then they would just fade it out or whatever like that. And then they basically started making mixes to go from one channel to one channel this way, or a knob or whatever it was. They started making them specifically for DJs.
They found a way.
You know what I mean?
They found a way to make it durable for a nigga to snap that shit back and forth. So
Dude, yeah, now it's easy. Back then, back then it was and this is even before people like didn't even understand that aspect of it. Like people just used to put the needle on a certain part of the record and just would remember, and they would always put it down on that, and it would start where they wanted it to start. And whether it be in the beginning, you don't hear that fried chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they would, like,
The Krispy Kreme.
You could put it in right on the spot where, and then bang.
They'll
the
put
song
chalk
will
on it,
start.
right? They were like with chalk or whatever.
That
put
came
spots.
later. Again, that
Yeah.
came later. That's again, which is what Grandmaster Flash, he was the first
yeah,
one
he
that
was doing it.
did that aspect of it. Like before that, dudes was literally, which is where the term scratching comes from. Dudes used to scratch the record because they would try to put the needle down and they would and scratch the record up. Yeah.
But there's a different type of needle for that, specifically for scratching.
They
right?
invented it.
They invented it,
They
right?
started like diamond tip needles. They just like anything else. Like, they just made it better and better.
like good brakes
Like what?
Like good brakes.
on the car.
Exactly. Like it went from from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel
From the
drive.
Flintstones to now,
automatic
yeah.
4-wheel drive, and you know what I mean. The same thing with turntables with all with all the equipment. You know what I mean?
Wow. So who's the first DJ ever? Not even just for hip hop, but like for freaking.
So again, right? So the first time that it was coined was 1935.
Wow.
It was in Europe. No, actually, no. I think he was American, but there was a dude. And again, you gotta like go back and put your mindset. There was back then. There was no. They had recorded music for like to you to have in your house, but when you had like the radio station, they used to do everything live. They used to do TV shows on the radio.
Yeah, you couldn't mess up.
They used to do live performances on the radio. So all of a sudden, this dude just starts playing like recorded, and so he calls him a disc jockey.
Disc jockey.
So he's playing disc. Like, so he's running the records, whatever. The dude's name was Walter Winchell, and he was like
Learn your history.
like a gossip reporter, or like he was like a reporter,
like the news TMZ
reporter,
type of shit.
Yeah, at that time.
At that time,
news,
the TMZ
news dude or
the-
whatever, and the dude that he called the DJ, the first dude that was called a DJ, his name was Martin Block. That was his name, Martin Block, and 1935.
Wow.
Check it out, look it up.
Also, we're talking a lot about vinyls, so now that's more like old school way of DJing. The new school guys, they got new equipment. They have
calling me old?
technology. Nah. They got new equipment. They got new technology. They got programs. I really want to get your take on that. When it comes to vinyls versus technology, like, what do you think about the DJs who don't use vinyls and only have their laptop and they have the Seratos? Like, what do you in your mind, are they cheating, or do you lose respect for them?
I mean, no, I don't. I wouldn't say I lose respect, and again, it all depends because
Put you on the spot.
I can't again, like for real. I can't expect. Again, you have kids now that are DJing, probably even better than I can DJ, better than half the world that thinks that their DJs can DJ, and they don't know anything about vinyls, they don't know anything about cassettes, they don't know anything about CDs. So and they're really, really good, and they're using the technology that is provided.
That's the advantage of it. is
Which
the
again,
technology
technology is good.
Yeah, it's so good that that shit blends itself. Before you had to figure it out.
Word.
But that's That that's the beauty of the talent, from before of being, and even if someone's able to do that now, that's just impressive.
But that's
with the technology that's out now, and somebody that wasn't even didn't come from that, but they started with that, and then if they're able to go back and then figure out, right, you learn the fucking
basics,
the basic, you learn because you see the numbers are all there. It's all when you're using the laptop, it's all digitalized, and there's numbers, to keep you in time with when you're mixing. When you're blending in songs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nah, again, that's what. Hold on,
He ain't feeling that. He ain't feeling that.
Like
that's what I'm saying. But now
technology is great, but again, you can't use technology to do all the work.
That's what I'm saying. If you're able to go back now,
the same way we don't want robots to take our jobs, DJs don't want robots to take your job.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you're able to go back now and learn it, because you figure that out, you figure. Obviously, the shit's laid out for you when you're using the Seratos, those digital.
It's definitely easy, yeah.
But now, if you can go back and master out the real art of DJing, which is using those records and turntables.
But no, it doesn't even have to be, using turntables, like on records, because again, I don't expect. Again, it's okay to use. It's okay to use. It's okay to use.
Talking to your nuts.
All the people in the back. Again, so what I'm saying is that I'm not mad at the technology. I'm mad at the people who don't want to study the art, who want to really appreciate the art. You know what I mean? And then just use the technology to basically do it for them, and then label themselves a DJ because they can easily find music and not even pay for it. You know how much money I've spent in my entire life, just buying records and
Damn.
cassettes,
you got
records,
crates.
This
CDs,
whole wall,
equipment.
This whole wall is like full of records.
Yeah,
Dope collection, and and you could tell who's a real DJ by the crates, by all the records they have. You know what I mean?
And again, that's what I mean. Like, I don't expect. And I'm just gonna use which, by the way, shout out to these little kids that are rocking. I'm telling you, like Amira and Kayla, them two little twins. Y'all see DJ, they always have they put them on.
Yes,
so they bad, yo.
Yeah,
they really, really bad. That's awesome. And again, I don't expect them to have walls of records and stuff like that, because all they need is 2 records, Serato, controller, and they just. But I expect them, and they do it. I expect them to really understand, how to cut and how to, and they do it. They're doing it. They really understand. They're talented at that, and there are people that are not talented at that, who just get a laptop and get a little Serato controller, and they're whack, and they sound whack the same way that if you bought turntables and you were whack and you bought a bunch of records, you will be whack.
Yeah, I picked up MCing because I was a whack DJ.
I started DJing because I was a whack b-boy.
Wow.
I'll tell you this, I'm gonna be honest to God. I always wanted to be a DJ.
Oh shit!
My cousin recently gave me one of those Seratos, and I have it stashed because I'm like, when I get a laptop.
Yo, you better be careful before you bring that out in front of me, man.
Yo, I was gonna fling it. I was gonna fling it into
I'll
the
fire
streets.
you. No.
I want to practice. I've always
it's good to practice.
I've always
I feel like
loved,
those are good to practice.
You know what it is? Like I was saying about, it ain't a party without the DJ. And I've always been the type that when I'm in a party, I look, and y'all know
He takes over. He's
I like
the
playing the
DJ.
music.
I could feel free to give you the aux anytime, because I know you always got your joints.
My dream,
and Chetty too. Chetty's
my
good
dream
with
is to be able to, instead of just hitting play, lining up the songs, through a playlist. I want to be able to mix them in without that pause.
Again, to talk a little bit about history too. Again, so in the late 50s in Jamaica. So all this stuff is happening in Jamaica. You just had promoters that would get these systems, and they, would just set them up, in the park or, outside in the street, and they were called selectors because they were just selecting the music, and it became into this huge, like, everybody would just come. It'd be like every time it would become a festival, whatever. Which again, that's why Cool Herc, he's from Jamaica.
Yeah, he's Jamaican.
And he
yeah.
went, and, this other dude named King Charles, who came to Queens, and again, King Charles is an OG to Cool Herc. Right, and they learned that from this dude in Jamaica who is like known as, you know, like again one of the founding fathers of that. His name was King Tubby, and King Tubby was, you know, he would have the massive equipment, which is back in the days, like that's how you battled. It wasn't about skills, because and even though you did have to have skills, because it was about skills, but it was about
it grew into that.
My equipment will shut your whole like, for real, like, and that, again, they would basically, you could hear it for blocks and blocks away, like.
You know what? That kind of carried on not just hip hop, but just in our culture. You know what I'm saying? You go to parents' crib, I go to your parents' crib. My parents would probably be like, yo, this nigga got them speakers? I got to double them joints.
For real.
Yo, and this shit, I remember living on the 4th floor, and you could go 3-4 blocks, and I'm like, damn, Pop Dukes is wilding. He must be sipping on something. He's wilding. I could hear the music.
Nah, yeah.
3 blocks away.
It started out with
right?
out with the
My
little.
dad used to bring the speakers outside sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there it goes. Right? It started out with the little AOA system, and they had the little speakers that
Yeah.
were attached. And all of a sudden, the speakers would, you could detach the speakers, and they would have and then it got bigger speakers.
And then you got a
yeah.
receiver.
The receiver, the
Yeah,
mixer, my
everything.
pops
Yo,
had all
that
that
little
shit.
shit.
Oh, he had the mixer, the receiver, all that shit lined up.
Yeah, but all of this DJ talk got me thinking that we got to talk about.
Is it about
what
that
we need to
time?
talk about.
Is it about that time?
We're going to talk about our top 5.
Top 5 great DJ. Top 5 DJ.
Everything that we talked about, you know, encompasses to me like where my inception, which is DJ Red Alert, is, you know, like my first one, right?
Number 1, DJ Red
Phil,
Alert.
again, dog, and like he was really like mixing music, like, yo, and culture, like he was like really the melting pot, right? The first time I heard, you know, Phil Collins in the air tonight, you know, Red Alert was mixing, you know, that with some, you know, hit. There was no Spanish. That's the one thing. The only Spanish was on AM radio, bro. Bro, yo, Radio Juado, yo.
Radio Waldo,
Yeah,
damn.
My dad loves
Radio
Radio Waldo.
Guarachita.
For
That's
real.
what my mom used to say.
Coco Cabrera.
Yo, we have to
My
study
dad
that a
loves
little
shit.
bit, right? How come there was no FM, you know, Spanish radio stations, right? But La Conecta, baby, that's what we're gonna.
Shout out to Calle.
Where, you know, head into whatever. We've always had that focus because it's about the culture, right? All right.
Wow.
Yo, what's your 2?
So number 2, right? So number 2, it goes to the fact that, again, like when, you know, DJing became like the band, dog. Like it was a band. Like that's the way. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like Joe, Jam Master Jay was, you know, doing, you know, like opening up, just DJing. You know what I mean? Like for real. You know what I mean? Like, and then he was bringing up, you know, Run DMC like in front of, you know, large rock, you know, Live Aid rocked on stage. You know what I mean? Getting your Adidas, you know, endorsements.
Your Adidas, yo, and he'll put up the Adidas, the whole stadium. We'll put up their
dog,
Adidas.
Yeah, dog. For real, like, and now because you know,
marketing.
that's you know, the OGs, you know, in hip hop, whatever, will tell you, you know, like, again, like we were already dressing like that. We were, because again, that was part of the culture. There was, you know, that was just about like just being, you know, like organic, dog.
Flavor,
and it was,
flavor.
you know, and again, like it could
Dripping.
be, and it could be like with some cool, to me, some corny, you know, basketball shorts above your knees, like when we look at it now. But dudes used to rock that and like really be dope, whatever, like, you know what I mean, like whatever, you know what I mean. Right. So anyway, and when Run DMC, you know, they took that like, you know, real, you know, like ill, you know, like the hip hop, you know, like. And they did that, and Jam Master Jay, you know, was part of that, right? So, like, he was the first DJ that I saw as part of that. So he would be another one, right? Number 2, number 3 to me, which again, like, I think of the elements, right? So the rest in peace to Rock Raider, and Rock Raider would be, you know, number 3, but you know, parentheses, all the executioners.
Yeah, dope
Shout
shit.
out, Mr. Sinister, Rob Swift,
Shit they used to do all together.
Yo, dog,
All in
that-
sync,
collabs.
all in
That
sync,
was
yo.
live
Nuts,
collabs.
bro. Yo,
That's
for
a
real,
performance,
dog.
man.
One dude would be doing just like the kicks, like and the cut, and then one dude would just be doing with the
That shit's
snare,
sick, man.
and then one dude
All
would be
together
doing like
like
the
that.
ill little.
Yo, maybe we
horn
should
little-
do that, yo. Let's do that
Yeah.
shit. Let's bring it back.
Dude, yo,
Nah.
dude, yo, they make
Take a couple
TV shows
years to
about
get
that now.
there.
Yo,
Shit, word.
yo, listen to me. That would be a great, crazy idea. You know how they do like, can you sing whatever on Fox? Like, they have like a cappella groups or whatever.
Yeah.
Imagine you have different like DJs or like like doing it, but it has to be all technology, like producers, like like doing it together or whatever.
Paranormal now. I believe it was Paranormal, and we seen live. We seen the Executioners live. That shit was crazy.
Crazy show, right?
Crazy.
The
Blew our
first time I
minds,
saw
yo.
that, yo, and that's nothing that like I hold, Mr. Sinister, like real, in my heart. He has like, I used to rock with him. The first, studio that me and Kaya had was in Astoria on 97th Street, right off of Astoria Boulevard. And Sinister lived right, like, next door, whatever, a couple of, houses down, whatever, or like, rested there, whatever. And he would come and he would rock, and he stood. He would cut, and I would be there and amazed. Like I would be sitting there, like booted,
Like a student,
booted, like blown, my head blown up, like wow, dog.
Ah, that's dope,
like
man.
he was eating records for breakfast. You know what I mean? And again, like that's Rock Raider. And again, this is no disrespect to any, of the Executioners. From my interpretation, Rock Raider was like the leader, or the one that it kind of like.
We call it the guy that holds.
And
the
again,
stick
not that
for
not that he's better.
Maestro.
Yeah, not that
He's
he's
the
better.
maestro.
Not that he's better, but he just knew his
He was
part.
the
And he knew how to
maestro.
bring out the best out of all of them,
That's-
right?
yeah, yeah.
So that's dope. So anyway, so the
Alright.
Executioners, Rock Raider, rest in peace. That's number 3. Then number 4, I would say which is also, by the way, the first time that we've had the top 5 2 weeks in a row. DJ Premier,
Hey, primo.
top 5
shit.
producer. Yo, people don't understand like how important he was to like just the group Gangstar. Like for real, like when people talk about like, who's the best, hip hop duo, they'll tell you, M.O.P.,
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep,
Right, I think I'm
who else? Cypress Hills, because there was, Sen and Be Real or whatever. I'm trying to think who else. Outkast, whatever. Yo, dog, the best hip hop duo is Premier and Guru, because they were both individually crazy ill, and then together they were, put together great music. You mean like
Yeah.
crazy ill music, and then it was like he was part of the group. It was like he was an MC with him, right? Like it was, but he was doing it with his
The
cuz,
work,
with
the work he did
like,
on the
hell yeah,
track.
dog, real dope, bro. So DJ Premier, shout out. Which by the way, also Premier lived out here in Queens. He knows. You already know.
That last one,
And then the last one to me is
icing on the cake.
yo, Phil knocks none. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is nice, but the Fresh fucking King of PA, of Philadelphia, Jazzy Jeff, yo.
Yo, Jazzy Jeff is.
For and knocks none. Everybody thought that he was what he went on to. Remember he used to be on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air too, and he was
He was getting
chilling,
kicked out. He was getting kicked out the
doing,
crib.
Yeah,
Oh, he
all the
getting
time.
kicked
Yo,
out.
but they kept inviting him back. What else? I don't. Again, that's awesome.
But that's Will Smith,
but
right? That's his
aside from
boy.
that,
No,
though,
that's what I'm saying.
aside
His
from
boy.
that-
Yeah.
Aside from that, on the DJ level, he's nasty with it.
Dope.
man.
Nasty,
He's
bro.
nasty,
And again, like the reason why he's like my top DJ is because, again, there's different like types of DJs, right? Or like there's like 5 type of DJ, right? So you have your radio DJ, you have your club DJ, you have your mobile DJ, you have your artist DJ, like a producer DJ,
Yeah.
That's 4, and then the 5th is turntablist. Right. So, yo, Jazzy Jeff is all of them joints.
All in one.
You know what I mean?
He's nasty, man. I
Yeah.
mean, to go off of that, because my shit, he's on my top 5, just as well as Primo, DJ Premier,
Yeah.
and then I'm a bounce off. I got DJ Scratch, another nasty one with the fucking cuts,
Real DJ. Hell yeah.
and shit, I already fucking forgot who the fuck I had, but them niggas.
Nah,
Yo, Kid Capri for sure. And the legend, the one who pretty much, you know, taught everybody them, you know, everybody laid their cuts and scratches off Grandmaster Flash.
Oh,
I can't
the
leave him
Flash.
Wow, man.
You know,
The Flash, yo.
like you said before, he ain't the originator, but he's definitely a pioneer.
Gotcha.
No, he definitely is a pioneer. Exactly. Again, I want to just make sure I don't want no beef with nobody in the Bronx.
So I'll bring the Corona.
Nah, yo, and you're right, and that's an awesome list. That's dope. Scratch, again, like when I think about you know, like when I mentioned, you know, Rock Raid or whatever, yo, Scratch is nuts since back then. Yo, if you guys ever get a chance, yo, go and YouTube Scratch, DJ Scratch, you know, at the DMC. Yo, he's like doing.
It's about the technique, man.
He's
That
doing a
fucking-
routine.
That scratch
Yo, NTL.
techniques is crazy.
Right, Chris, he's doing a routine and he's like doing cutting up Big Daddy Kane. You know, Friday the 13th, I'm gonna play Jason. Friday the 13th, I'm gonna play. Yo, he's chopping it up. I'm gonna play Jason. Yo, he goes underneath the table while he's doing that. Which yo, he comes back up and he has the
Jason mask
on.
Wow.
That's art right there. That's art,
You
baby.
know, that's art, dog. And
That's
again, that's
art.
the art.
That
Of,
is cool.
that is the art of DJing. Again, it's like it's part of the entertainment, right?
Wow.
Which also he has another one. He was like, you know, Black Sheep. He was, you know, lift it up. Yo, he's cutting it. He's like, lift it up. Yo, he starts lifting up the turntable while he's cutting it, dog. That's nuts.
Yo, for
It sounds-
the viewers that don't know, the younger generation, Lift It Up, that song was from Black Sheep. That's from the commercial with the hamsters and the.
Yo, that
the
ugly ass
Scion.
car. What was
The
it called?
Scion?
The Cube or the Scion Cube or something, right? That's what it's called.
That joint. It's
That was a dope
classic.
commercial, though. I ain't gonna front.
Scion
Yo, that was like 3.
commercial.
That was
Scion.
like like damn. That seems like it was just that was like 10 Super Bowls or like.
It's
5
been a
Super
minute.
Bowls. It's been a minute, bro.
That's a super. It is a Super Bowl.
And to,
Yo, you
let me go off of that. Just to go off of that, sounds like a lot of drama. And my number one is
you
Drama
gotta-
King,
Oh.
K Slay, baby. That's my number one for DJs.
Drama hour.
Yeah, man. The Street Sweepers, right?
Purge.
That's the same name of his
Purge
record
now.
label, Street Sweepers Entertainment. He put on Papoose. He put on Amiri. To go to my number 2 is DJ Clue. DJ Clue. You think of DJ Clue, you think of The Professional, right? Those mixtapes were insane. 1, 2, and 3.
Desert Storm.
He put on Fab. He helped put on Joe Buttons. He also produced too. He did some shit for Jay-Z, Dope Man. He did something for Fabulous and Little Mo, which was Superwoman.
Yeah, I
Remember
didn't
that
know
one?
that, bro.
Yeah, that was a
You
big
put
hit.
me on that. That's great. That's one. Yo, that's a dope joint. That's dope.
That's the cool thing about this show, man, because we be learning a lot of things that
Yeah,
we
hell
thought
yeah.
we would know, but we don't. Number 3, I'm gonna go with DJ Enough. DJ Enough, he
Spanish.
El Presidente.
that's what the main thing that I love. But he was
Heavy
Biggie's road DJ,
Oh shit!
and he
Word, that's
produced
true,
for
that's
Biggie
true.
too. He did the joint from Life After Death.
Matter of fact, he was in the movie. He was in the biopic.
He came out on there,
They
man.
ain't get somebody to play him. He played
He
himself.
himself, yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope,
that's
man.
crazy.
Shit. I'm gonna go to number 4, and this is for the females. Spinderella.
Spinderella.
So Spinderella, of course, she was part of the iconic
Not no
hip-hop
more.
group, which is
Nah, that's
Salt and
messed
Pepper.
up, man.
the biopic, right?
Oh man,
Fucked up.
like in 2019, they actually kicked her off of that group. She opened up her own academy of DJing also, which is fire, right? To go to my last one, last but not least, is Marley Marl. Marley Marl.
Molly Ma.
Yeah,
LA,
man.
LA.
I always heard his name when I would listen to Nas, when I would listen to Mobb Deep, because of course they're all Queensbridge guys. Marley Marl, he produced for a lot of people. Cool J, Cool G Rap, the list goes on. One of the pioneers in the game will tell you that they were influenced by him. People like DJ Premier, people like Pete Rock, the RZA, they will all say the same thing. And that's my top 5 right there, yo.
Chris, and that's another thing.
That's dope.
Yo,
Top 5.
Marley Marl is a dope DJ. He plays. Yo, go watch a set or listen to a set by Marley Marl.
Nasty, right?
Yo, he nasty, bro. And again, I'm talking about like some real, dope, talent, like, blending and doing like rocking live, and I'm live, which is what I like. That's the most important part of you have to be able to rock live. You know what I mean? What about you? What's good? And
Yo, I'm gonna start it off, man, off the jump. You know what I'm saying?
Valentine.
DJ Cupid.
DJ, yeah.
Oh shit.
Hell no. Who the hell is
That's
that?
your name, yo. You know what? Yo, right now, yo, I just baptized. That's your name, DJ Cupid. You're part of the sound benders. You're part of that's it. You're my DJ
Cupid.
crew.
I'm only playing that, break that back,
Yeah,
music.
for real.
That's it. Get it in music. Now, but my number 1, I'm gonna go straight with Tony Toca, yo.
Esa loca.
Hey, Tony Touch. You know
Yo,
what I'm
like,
saying? He
bro,
raps
that.
too. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
And that Spanglish, with that Spanglish flow.
Oh, I like that. That's dope. We mentioned DJs that are producers. That's the first DJ that is also an MC.
Yeah,
that's
you're
dope.
Right.
That's dope.
Yeah, right.
There's, like you said, there's so many different types of DJs. And look at it right there. We're just showing the viewers.
He's a dope freestyle DJ. Like he can freestyle.
Nah, dude. Again,
Off the top.
I've been in them rooms, bro. The funk box. Dog, I'm gonna tell you like my man Reese told me, yo, weekends off at amateurs. Go hang out on a fucking Sunday night in the funk box with Tony Touch, dog. Yo, we were hanging out with how Wale was hanging out with chicks from like one of them VH1 shows. I think it was like,
Bad Girls Club.
That's exactly what it was. Bad Girls
That's
Club.
some Bravo shit.
Yo, and I was like, I can't remember who it is now, whatever. Like, but at that time, I was like, oh shit, I know that. Yo, they were hanging like chilling. Yo, we were just chilling on a Tuesday night. We was trying. I did. Yo, Wale, I did more pull-ups than you, dog. We was downtown. Yo, the bouncer was like, yo, dog, you can't do 5 pull-ups or whatever it was. Like, yo, he was gigging on him, like, but it was a good time. Like, great dude. That's how we hang out. And Tony does that, dog.
Wow. Sundays?
Funk box, yeah, it was Sunday. It was, I think, yeah, it was Sunday, either Sunday. Yeah, it was definitely. It was on it was on 13.
Yeah, man,
I always like all
Well,
the
number
shit he did
2.
with the beat.
yeah, go
Oh,
ahead, brother.
yeah. The Venus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to mention, going back to Chris, his mixtape.
Mixtapes are crazy.
He just came out with an Instagram.
That's the original Kabiku.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
Yeah.
Gotta be
Kabiku.
cool. Send a few to
ICU.
ICU.
What, dude? Yeah, I love that. I love that
That
joint.
shit.
Yo, that beat is crazy too.
Bam, bam.
Dung, dung, dung.
Yo,
Nori.
you that video was nice too, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Who you got?
But his mixtape, he just put out something on the gram. It was like, since like, it was like, I don't even know, the 48, 90, whatever it was, cassette tapes.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
hold
he just
on,
put it
hold on.
out.
Go to your number third one.
Yo, matter of fact, number 2.
Three.
No, 2.
As you said, Tony Touch.
Okay.
Tony
And
Toca.
DJ Cupid is your favorite one.
Oh, you thought DJ Cupid? Oh.
You had me? Oh, wow.
Wow. he hit you with the arrow, kid. Damn.
God damn it.
Hit him with a dart. Yo, so number 2. I'm going to have to go with DJ Muggs, yo. DJ Muggs.
West Coast.
West
DJ.
Coast. Let's take it to the West.
I like that.
And he's a dope producer as well.
Yeah.
Man. He produces.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
I can't
Yeah.
go in. I don't mean there's us in.
House of Pain.
House
Yo,
of
and
Pain,
that's another
President.
thing. Again, on Muggs, that was the band, dog. It was like Cypress Hills.
Cypress Hill.
And again, that was the name of the but Muggs is Cypress. There isn't like no Cypress Hill show without
Of course
Muggs.
not,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like and Willie Bobo. Those shows is nuts. Every year, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but every year on Halloween, what you know about this? Again, check it out. On Halloween, Cypress Hills does a show in New York.
We're gonna go this summer.
If it's like I said, I don't know if it's happening. I went. Moose went one year.
You're taking us. Oh,
Crazy, yo. Let's do it.
For real.
Number 3 now.
Number 3.
Yeah, it's safe to say 3.
All right, so that was Muggs. Yo, I'm gonna have to go. Let's take it to the
18.
Yo, I'm gonna have to go with DJ Screw, man.
why not?
Why not? We take it to Houston. It revolutionized the whole. That's a different aspect that we don't even understand, but Houston understood, and they changed the hip hop scene for that era.
That was like the original lean music.
Exactly.
My man was like,
Well, look at Lean. They started out that shit, Florida, and then went to Houston. Now that shit's everywhere.
no, yo, dude, that and again, you're right.
That shit's in my kitchen right now.
Look at that.
I didn't even know it was there.
Wow.
My mom was like, "Yo, I got this shit to put you to sleep." I look at it. Promethazine. I was like, yo, I heard of this shit. Niggas sprayed this shit with Sprite.
Yo, but it was some Sprite.
All you gotta do is all you gotta do is look at the label, bro. I encourage everybody to read the label.
Yo,
read the
that
credits.
that shit.
Yo, but NCL, right? Real quick, right?
Right.
So let's Screw, and you're right. That is a very interesting, DJ, right? Because again, DJ Screw revolutionized, and again, like, I wasn't in Houston when that was happening.
Right.
But real talk, like, dudes took music and just slowed it down, and they made it a vibe. Right, so like whatever it was that they were like on, or what, like they made it a vibe, and then that vibe created a vibe. That's where 808. That's what trap music like originated from. Like, I mean, different elevation steps of it, but it was like.
It was more about bass,
and it was like that low end, and then you ain't like, yeah.
So that's number 3.
All right, brother.
Yo, I'm gonna have to go for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? DJ Jazzy Joyce. I used to listen to her. I couldn't wait until Funk Flex used to get off.
I'm finished dropping all them fucking
damn bombs, and by the time he played that one song, his set was over. So, and then Jazzy Joyce used to come in. Yo, she had the illest blends.
Yeah, she was ill with it.
She was ill. Her, Coco Chanel.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? For the ladies, you know what I'm saying?
Chanel. That was like a drop.
Yeah. Nah, but she was ill. Last, number 5, I'm going to have to go with the Underground. That kept fucking the Underground alive as long as he could. Stretch Armstrong.
Oh, shit.
Him and Bobito, the show, and nigga, they had
always
that.
had exclusives.
All exclusives. They brought Biggie up before he had a deal. Wu-Tang before they had. I think they just had Protecting Neck.
Everybody.
So all the Pun was there before he had a deal. They introduced. He was big Moondog.
Yeah, rest in
show.
peace,
The ones
right?
that had the Big L and Jay-Z freestyle, right? Was that on that show?
It was.
believe so.
It was on the college.
Yeah,
It was a
you're right.
college
It was
station.
on
Yeah,
there.
Bobito,
they had
Stretching
Bobito,
Bobito.
yeah.
That Big L
Bobito,
Jay-Z
yeah.
freestyle. That
Yeah.
famous
Yeah.
one everybody always.
Yo, won't call us.
Yo.
Man. Rest in peace to him, right?
No.
Bobito, no, that he did not die.
Oh,
he did not
I'm
die.
thinking about somebody else.
No, this
man.
nigga's crazy.
Yo.
No,
Yo,
God
MF,
forbid.
take it
He's
back.
still alive.
MF, baby, MF
take it
Doom.
back.
His hair probably.
Yo,
He shaved
MF
it.
Doom, rest in peace, used to say rest in peace to Bobito's hairline.
Oh, my MF
MF
Doom.
Doom,
Oh,
rest in peace.
shit.
Okay, so maybe that's where it
Damn, rest in
transpired.
peace, MF Doom. Yeah. And his hairline,
Yo,
Bobito's hairline.
that's dope too. Knocks nothing, yo. Frill, like shout out to all Coco Chanel,
Yeah.
yo, and Jazzy Joyce.
Yeah, the gas.
No, real talk, real shit. No, listen. Yo, dog, you want to hear something?
Yo, ladies, we
Yo.
love you.
Yo,
Keep doing it.
It's the Valentine's.
Lazy
Valentine's
K,
show
Lazy
edition.
K is a dope DJ. Yo, Megan Wright is rocking today on High
Yeah,
97.
yeah.
Yo,
Seven.
she's
right.
like, she's really a DJ the same way that you have radio personalities that are not DJs that are female. Yo, this girl is rocking, dog. Megan Wright is rocking like they rocking.
Alright,
Yo,
alright.
speaking about
Yo.
rocking, we seen you rock shows. Man. Like you DJ, you rock show, especially at the
I rock the show, dog.
Especially at the Connecta shows. You know what I'm saying? My question I always wanted to
Best
ask you,
show,
yo,
though.
how did that start? How did that come about? La Conecta.
Nah, like honestly, like it's just this, you know, like my version or our version of the same story. Like, yo, it was just two kids rocking out. You know, again, I was DJing. My man Kaya, you know, was, you know, spitting whatever.
Shout out to
and
Kaya,
then he just
yo.
started, you know, rapping in Spanish or whatever. And like, you know, again, I started, you know, recording him, and we would just, you know, record it. You know, again, you know, my mom yelling at us, whatever, like, you know, turn the music off. That's, yeah, and then, nah, yo, and then, from, yo, and then which is really cool because it gives me an opportunity to shout out, you know, DJ Fred Ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then we started rocking, you know, at
TME.
TME, you know, in
Shout
the
out to
Bronx
Fred.
or whatever.
It's amazing, man. That's
Yeah.
the same. It's like the same story with us, with you.
Yo, dog, and I'm telling you,
It was,
yo, dog, like that's
Deja vu.
That's exactly what I wanted, like to like emulate, yo. Like I wanted to be, you know, like I'm the DJ of the crew, yo. Kaya, and again, that's what I'm telling you. I know exactly who I follow, yo. My man Kaya. We left from the studio, literally, like with the CD in our hand, and we went. You know, at those times, DJs used to use CDs or whatever. I don't know, yeah, I know, but that was a little, you know, short little live period. But yo, shout out to Newmark. Shout out to Newmark. No. So, anyways, yo, so we went to 53rd Street on 10th Avenue. Yo, and we went, and my man sent us, and Kaya basically got a deal, and yo, we went. He was this my DJ, my producer. We rocking, tang. Yo, he got a deal.
What year?
Hold up, off of that. Those are our top fives, everybody.
Yeah.
Top fives.
Check them out.
Yeah.
But yo,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do research on them. Dope fucking.
put it in your eyes. Yo, not for nothing, but what time? Like around what time frame was that? Like what year was that? Like what years was that that y'all actually like started realizing and started getting in tune with the, like, you know, right, the way the music industry work and the way, you know, hitting up a studio that y'all you know, because La Conecta to us y'all that was a platform for us.
Definitely, yo.
That
But gave us the opportunity.
It taught us a lot too.
Yeah.
No, thank you, and that's exactly what we wanted to do with it, right? And again, like this is something that like we were already doing. Like it was the same way that you guys were doing it wherever, you know what I mean? Like when you would like wherever, and then we connected. You feel me?
La Conecta.
And it just happens to be that it was the dope connection. And that
Yo,
doesn't happen.
did we performed on the first show, right? The first Conecta show.
You asked me about the first Conecta show.
Damn.
Dude, that was
we performed the first one.
The first Conecta show was like in 2007.
Yeah, we performed it.
Dog, we're in 2021, bro. And you're asking me randomly, yo, show me a picture or something, bro. Yo, let me see.
I posted that.
Let me see you on stage.
That's why us five.
Yo.
And us five, I'm talking about us five, because Maniac in here. But look, that's why we had Maniac first and you. Before we bring anybody on, we want to have y'all two out here.
Exactly. The advocates.
This whole shit started.
Yo, that was dope right there. And they should check out our album. There's a lot of zigga on.
You heard? The album of the week is that Gangstar. Gangstar, Hard to Earn. That's a classic right there.
Classics, man. Oof.
You know, and that shit got a lot of classic tracks on there.
The Wick.
Couple big tracks. The Wig, Mass Appeal, Code of the Streets.
You need a bodyguard.
You need
Suckers
a bodyguard.
Need bodyguard.
Suckers need a bodyguard.
Wow.
I mean, that shit, yo, that album right there is just fucking. That's a real album that is artist, DJ orientated, because the DJ fucking produced that whole shit.
Exactly.
And the artist just straight fucking rhyme.
Real
for the whole
MC,
shit.
yo. Really like poetry.
Real, no, that shit is a real album right there. You know, that was put together like fucking, you know, like sex, you know? You can lay it down pretty
And on
much.
that note, y'all better have a lot of sex on Valentine's Day. Yo, a lot of y'all thought y'all was gonna be clear. Oh, I don't gotta take my girl out. Everything's closed. They opening up that day.
Right on time. We should
So jodieron. Yo, peace out, peace love. Advocates.
It's the music.
Yeah, sons of guns, steal in the rubber. Music first, yeah. They say knowledge is power, so I thrive for the dollars and despise the cowards who try to be higher. Get infused my fire, watch the fools and the liars. liars who move right by us and choose to be biased. Yeah, my crew stay righteous. Let me tell you how my life is everyday mad drama. Do dirt, you get there. Face it, that's karma. My perspective of this life involves followers of Christ, cause the foulness of life got me following the light. Sometimes I find myself overwhelmed with hate, rage and anger when these fake bitches are portrayed as a gangster. This is raw talent that is pure form in the concrete jungle. There's always someone dying. Survival of the fittest, my nigga, and I'm the lion. Y'all fake ass niggas trying to watch what gotta do. Corona soldiers, we all untouchable. Yeah.
And you can play around if a man is wild and he's trying to feed his only child. Being bummy and hungry ain't with anyone's style. Be forget many aroused. Talk about it, be about it. Hold your ground, see about it, beat around it, get pounded out.
CeeLo, NTL, Maniac, I think deep in my heart to spread out this gold on foes. As the body grows with age, the mind becomes bold. Efficient with decisions, read the story being told. I we struggle with income. I think myself about the hole. Many times I've been told, pump your brakes and get slow. Surf for potholes that make rise to success impossible. Illegals my way out of my struggle of routes. The kid got bills to pay, ducking behind her to feed a mouth. My ride filled with a cloud, bumping the newest sound. Giving for y'all niggas to turn up loud. Corona niggas repping in session. My society's a ghetto, told me how to survive before banging the metal. Niggas pride will start when they palms got something in the clutch. Tough enough, step up to the plate. While the life on the run, we men round here look each other in the eye. Pussies get snuffed for crossing the motherfucking line.
And you can play around if a man is wild and he's trying to feed his only child. Being bummy and hungry ain't with anyone's style. Be forget many aroused. Talk about it, be about it. Hold your ground, see about it, beat around it, get pounded out. Steal a window up, sons of guns, what? 37F, yo, they watching me. They got me under surveillance. I'm walking naked through the pavement with no form of payment. I'm too attractable to be ashamed with. Minimum wages, that's another way of saying it's modern day enslavement. And there's no way to erase it. They say we put too much blame on these crackers, but they could be traced back to the factors that still really matter. We're compelled to delineate their characters emphatically. It's usually embarrassing. I speak it on it casually as the grass is being passed to me. I'm tired of my occupation. I'm having premeditated thoughts of choking my balls. You laugh if you saw what I get paid. I'm getting the same when I was collecting unemployment dogs, so I cannot support a family of four when my weekly gross is low. That's why many rob and kill, feeding their seasons the main cause. In the Big Apple, gotta live at all costs. Big Apple, gotta live at all costs. And you can play around if a man is wild and he's trying to feed his only child. Being bummy and hungry ain't with one style. Be forget many aroused. Talk about it, be about it. Hold your ground, see about it, beat around it, get pounded out.
It's hard in these streets, trying to make sense me.